So we were discussing students physical features of India grade 9th geography chapter, and we have discussed the physiographic divisions of Himalaya and northern plains, and now today we have to discuss the peninsular plateau. So first of all, what is peninsula? A landmass which is covered by water from three sides. So this is peninsular part, okay, a landmass which is covered by water from three sides. This is peninsula. And the plateau, a tableland like structure. Plateau is the elevated but it is flat from the top, that is a table like structure is plateau. So now in peninsular plateau we have to discuss the central highlands plus the Deccan plateau. So this now we have to discuss. So your peninsular plateau composed of old crystalline, igneous and metamorphic rocks, and the peninsular plateau is made up of the black soil. If you see, mostly this Maharashtra region, it made up of the black soil due to the volcanic origin, and the plateau has broad and shallow valleys and rounded hills. So the plateau has broad and shallow valleys which are not that deep like the mountainous regions, and rounded hills. Again, the pointed peaks are not there. We have the rounded hills in the peninsular plateau. And two divisions we have to see: central highlands and the Deccan plateau. So now first of all, central highlands. Now the part lying to the north of Narmada river, the part lying to the north of Narmada river is your central highlands. So the part which is lying north of river Narmada, that is our central highlands. So it covers the major part of Malwa plateau. So this is the Malwa plateau. Mostly the Malwa plateau is there in the central highlands. So the area which is north of river Narmada is our central highlands. So this is Malwa plateau. Then it is covered by Vindhyas in the north, Satpura in the south, and Aravali's on the Aravali range on the northwest. So covered by Vindhyas at the north, Satpuras in the south. So this is Vindhyas in the north, Satpura in the south, and then Aravali's on the northwest. So the central highlands, this is covered by Vindhyas, Satpura and Aravali's. And rivers such as Chambal, Betwa, Ken, Sindh, it flow from southwest to northeast direction, indicating the slope there. So the central highlands are wider in the west and they are narrower in the east. So as we move, the central highlands, they are wider in the west and then narrower in the east. And Chota Nagpur plateau is the eastward extension of this central highlands. So Chota Nagpur plateau marks the eastward extension of this central highlands. Now the next is Deccan plateau. So triangular landmass lying south of river Narmada. So this is our Deccan plateau. South of river Narmada, the part which is lying, that is Deccan plateau. So now if we see the Satpura now will form the northern border of the Deccan plateau. So this will be the northern border. Mahadev, Kamur and Maikal will form the eastern borders. Okay, so these ranges will form the eastern border, and if we see the Deccan part, it is tilted towards the east. It is tilted, it's higher in the west and tilted towards the east. And the extension of these plateaus is seen here also in the northeast. Angalog plateau is there, then Meghalaya plateau is there, Garo, Khasi, Jaintia hills are there, Karbi analog plateau and North Chachar hills are there. Then the western and the eastern Ghat marks the edges of this Deccan plateau. So Western Ghats is the west edge and the Eastern Ghat is the east edge of this Deccan plateau. Now both Western Ghat and Eastern Ghats lies west and east of the Deccan plateau respectively. So now Western Ghats, this is the Western Ghats and this is the Eastern Ghat. Now if we see the Western Ghat, this is more continuous Ghats and it can be crossed only through passes. And if we see the Eastern Ghats, this is irregular and it is dissected, it is not continuous. And if we see the elevation here of the Western Ghats, the elevation is 900 to 1600 meters, and here in the Eastern Ghats the elevation is 600 meters, and the Western Ghats causes here the orographic rainfall, that is the rainfall which is caused due to the relief feature due to the windward side. The more rainfall is there on the Western Ghats than on the leeward side. And if we see the southwest monsoon, it strikes here first of all on the west coast only, and the Kerala experiences the most of the rain through southwest monsoon. Then after that, if we see the highest peak of Western Ghats is Anaimudi, and if we see the highest peak here in the Eastern Ghats is Mahendragiri. And if we see on the east coast, the Tamil Nadu receives the highest rainfall due to the retreating monsoon, that is the northeast monsoon. After this, the next is the Indian desert. Okay, so now on the western margins of our Aravalli Hills lie our Indian desert. So on the western margins of Aravalli Hills is our Indian desert, and it is covered with mostly sand dunes, uneven sandy plains covered with the sand dunes. And this area, if you see, it receives very less rainfall, very less vegetation is there. Mainly the arid kind of vegetation is there, that is cactus and thorny bushes, and streams appear only during the rainy season, and soon after they disappear also into the sand, as they do not have enough water to reach into the sea. Okay, so they don't reach the sea. Luni is the only river, and one of the important feature of the Indian desert is the presence of barchans. Now what is a barchans? Barchan is a crescent shaped sand dunes, okay, found in the Thar desert. The crescent moon shape, like the half moon is there, so like that shape, crescent moon shape, crescent shaped sand dunes are there, and these barchans are prominent near the Indo-Pak boundary and where the Jaisalmer is there.